and welcome to Shell Point Today for Wednesday, April the 13th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. On today's show, we'll hear about this year's Employee Christmas Fund Drive from Jerry Nanfelt, and we'll get a tour of the pools and spas here on the Shell Point campus.
But first, don't forget about tomorrow's outing to tour the Naples Botanical Garden and have lunch. You'll see their diverse collection and learn about the plants, gardens, and ecosystem. Their recently constructed visitor center is a $16 million project with exceptional amenities and was awarded the LEED Gold standard. You'll enjoy lunch at the cafe and a 90-minute tour of the gardens. Court pickups on the island began for the outing at 9 a.m.
On Friday night, you can enjoy a great concert and help a local high school compete on an international stage. Cypress Lake High School's a cappella group is already award-winning, and they plan to take the stage at the International Champions High School a cappella Finals in New York City later this month. Friday night's concert is at the Village Church at 7:15, and the cost is $10, which goes to support the group's expenses to compete in New York City.
Looking ahead to this weekend, Saturday is a great opportunity to shop at the fabulous Trader Joe's in Naples. Court pickups begin on the island at 12:30 in the afternoon, and the cost is $8. Sign up to visit this unique grocery store with great prices, good food, and healthy eating taken seriously. Jerry Nanfelt says that it's not too early to be thinking about Christmas. I guess that's easy for her because she's the head of the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund Drive Committee. She's excited to tell us about this year's theme, Giving Thanks. Mary Kay sat down with Jerry recently to find out more about the history of the fund drive and what to expect this year.
I'm here today with Jerry Nanfelt from Lucina, who is this year's chairperson for the Committee for the Employee Christmas Fund. They're getting started this week, and she came by to tell us a few details. Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you, Mary Kay, and thank you so much for having me. We're really excited about this weekend because we've worked for a couple of months to get all this information out about the Employee Christmas Fund.
It's great to hear the news about this campaign, and I wanted to know a little bit about how it got started and when did it get started?
I don't know exactly when it was, but it was a long time ago that the residents at Shell Point actually started this committee because they have the tipping policy here. True. And you can't tip the employees, and they wanted a way in which they could thank the employees for being so good to them.
Yeah. Well, who administers the campaign and how is it run?
Actually, the Residents' Council is the group that administers it, and each year, the chair of the council appoints a resident at Shell Point to coordinate the campaign for that year. And they either choose a committee or they ask the person, the chair, to choose.
Is that how you got started?
That's how I got started. And actually, Mary Kay, I chose my committee before I told them I would do the job.
It takes a team.
Right.
Now tell us a little bit about the theme and the campaign that you're running with this year.
Our committee decided to have as our theme this year, Giving Thanks. And the reason we chose that theme was, to us, it's when we give our gift of money to give to the employees at Christmas for a Christmas gift. When we do that, we're saying thanks to all the employees for what they mean to us and all the things that they do for us during the year.
How much do residents typically give to the fund?
We do have on the website, and when we first came, my husband and I, we asked someone, how do you know what to give? Because you want to have some idea about that. So I know some people that are new are thinking about that. And someone told us, if you think in terms of $1 a day, you could start with that thought, and that would guide you somehow. And so we started out thinking in those terms. Some people think of $2 a day. Wow. And then after you've been here for a while, you end up wanting to give a lot more. So you get to know the employees.
Well, tell us a little bit about the ways that employees or residents can give to this Employee Christmas Fund. Is there one way or another?
You can give a one-time gift if you prefer to do that. Anytime during the year when we sent the mailing out, there was an envelope with it. You could just put your check in there, the check written to ShellPoint, because they keep the money for us. And in the memo block, you put Employee Christmas Fund, so they know where it goes. And they'll hold it in the bank for us. And then you can also sign a authorization that we put in that mailing, and it can be taken out of your account each month.
Okay.
So some people prefer to have a little bit taken out each month during the year instead of one lump sum. So those are two ways you can do it. Also, on the web page, you can give your gift, and it's very clear if you go to the web page. All the directions are very clear. I gave our money that way this year. It was kind of fun. As we've said, we've launched now, and this is to remind everybody and get it out there in front of all the residents, and then from now until October, we will give out reminders, just slowly giving out reminders. But in October, after the Bakeless Bake Sale, we will have a big push in the end, and that will go to, the deadline is early December.
Okay, good.
From the finance office. Every single office, human resources, marketing, the TV, the magazine, everywhere has been so very helpful to us.
Good.
And as a committee, we just appreciate it so much.
Good. Well, it is our pleasure, and we do have to say thank you to you, to your committee, and to all the residents who give to the Employee Christmas Fund every year. All the employees I'm speaking on behalf of, we give from our heart for our jobs every day, but we also appreciate this very generous gift. So thank you all very much. During these gorgeous spring months, it's a great time to get out and enjoy the water. Lucky for you, there's no shortage of opportunities to enjoy the crystal clear waters of one of ShellPoint's pools. Or you can relax those sore muscles in one of the spas. To find out just how many we have here, Dan Philgreen heads out on a quest of aquatic proportions.
Well, what better place to start our quest than the LifeQuest Aquatic Center? Let's check it out. The premier pool at ShellPoint is this big one at the Aquatic Center. It's almost two pools in one because there's lap lanes back there, but we'll just count it one time. It's a great place to get your lap swimming in, and there's no better exercise. Number 2, the fitness pool at the Aquatic Center. Our fitness gals have a lot of great classes that go on right here.
And here in the Island Health Club, well, there used to be a hot tub right here. And speaking about what there used to be, well, now we have an aquatic center.
The Aquatic Center has hot tub number 1. On Friday afternoons, you might want to check out water volleyball. Looks like they're having a good time. So you might think that, you just can't get into these pools, but you know what? Willie here just had her elbow worked on, she had trouble with her knee, and you know what? We're going right in with no problem. Check this out.
This pool in the rehab center might not be your first choice, but it's good to know that it's here if you need it.
A pool you might not think about is this one right here behind the springs. We'll call it number 3. Whee! This pool out here at the Woodlands is a nice big one. It's recently been refurbished and it's looking great. And you know, if you really want some extra excitement, you can jump over the fence and swim in the lake with the gators. Another addition out here at the Woodlands is this pretty new hot tub. You know, nothing like a hot tub when your back's hurting a little bit. Well, let's see. That makes number 2 for the hot tubs of Shell Point. Pool number 5 is the one here at Eagles Preserve. Now this pool is a swimming pool architect's dream. It really is beautiful. And you can lounge around the water here and watch your neighbors playing golf while you're at it. So check out this pool and make a few new friends at Eagles Preserve. Amid all your pool fun, keep in mind our Florida summer thunderstorms and when thunder roars. Hot tub number 3 is the one at Eagles Preserve. Now this one has a really cool shade sail over it, so if it happens to start raining while you're out here, don't worry, you won't get wet. And hot tub number 4 is here at the estuary, and it's surrounded by a lovely water view. The last pool on our grand tour is not exactly the last pool because some of the palmakers and estuary homes have private pools. But officially, this is number 6, the new pool at the estuary. And it is a very gorgeous pool. And by the way, very soon in the near future, there's going to be a new shade sail similar to the ones at the Aquatic Center that will be over the northwest part of the pool and deck area. So folks, all of these pools are available to you as Shell Point residents. That's right, every day of the week just about, you can be swimming in a different pool and meeting people from the various neighborhoods, making new friends. What a great way to spend a day. So get outside, enjoy this gorgeous Florida sunshine, and enjoy your Shell Point pools.
Mama, don't worry, I'm gonna be just fine. I'm just going to New York City, that's it.
Make sure you call me and your father with the first payphone you see, okay?
I'll call you from the first payphone I see. Don't
Okay,
worry.
make sure you watch out for potholes and for pickpocketers. It's
Bye,
very
Mama.
dangerous.
Bye,
city.
Papa.
Just make sure you wear appropriate clothing and just make sure you're safe. See the rest of Dakota's story at the Variety Show on Tuesday, April 19th at the Village Church. She might meet a few characters, so make sure you're there. See ya.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello, welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and I'm here with Katelyn Van Scoy, and we're going to go over the activities we have for you today. But before that, I want to remind you today the Academy booklet comes out, so make sure you give it a good go over and see what interests you this semester. At 7:45, we have the men's Bible study in the Osprey Room. At 8 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class, trail walking on the island. They'll meet at the kayak storage facility. At 8 o'clock, the pickleball game will be going on at the pickleball court. Men's match play tennis is also at 8 o'clock down at the Woodlands tennis courts. At 8:45, Lilly & Company Jewelers will be at the Resident Activities Center. And at 9 until noon, you'll find Jurassic Travel in the egret room to help you with personal travel needs. The watercolor group with Phil Hilton will be in the art studio at 9 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, we have financial planning at any age. That'll be in this grand Cypress room. Men's match play tennis will be at the courts at 10 o'clock. And we have a crow presentation at the social center. That's at 10:15. Also at 10:15, we have the Model Yacht Sailing Club sailing their boats at the Commons Lake. And our last 10:15 activity is Women's Ministries Global Outreach. That's at the Village Church. And we have an 11:30 Health Connections class, Agility, Balance, and Flexibility, and that's in the Tarpon Room. Here's Katelyn for your afternoon lineup.
Thank you, Bev. We start at 12:45 with a Health Connections class, Advanced Strength and Conditioning. That's in the Tarpon Room. Then we move to 1 o'clock for chess in the Library Lounge. And from 1:30 to 3:30, the Model Train Room will be open for tours and viewing. That's down in the Island Tunnel. At 1:45, we have Osteo Break Free. That's a Health Connections class in the Tarpon Room. That one is currently closed. Jazz and Stuff will be giving a free concert at 2:30 in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. And 3 o'clock's the time for another Health Connections class, Pilates Stretch in the Tarpon Room. At 5 o'clock, the singles table will be available at the Crystal Dining Room. That's followed by a church choir rehearsal at 5:45 in the choir room of the Village Church. We round out our Wednesday with prayer and praise service at the Village Church at 7:15. We're so happy you joined us here. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is grilled pork tenderloin with Delmonico potatoes and green beans. The dinner special is the All-American Buffet for $14.95. The soup of the day is Duchess. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a mile-high corned beef sandwich with coleslaw for $7.75. The dinner special is grilled shrimp for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are swordfish for $17.95 or blackened New York strip for $19.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and it's my pleasure to be here with Dee Horne, who is the chairman of our Deaconesses at the Village Church. And we're here to talk about the nature and function of the Deaconesses ministry. And just as we have been doing, we've been looking at a couple of other of our boards, the governing board and our board of elders, but the Deaconesses fulfill some very significant roles in the Village Church, a body of women who are spiritually qualified for ministry, as you well know.
We do. We are the group that does the helps around the church. So we're helpers.
You're helpers. That's exactly right. Obviously, all of these ministries require people to have certain kinds of gifts, and certainly the kinds of people that are deaconesses are people that love to work behind the scenes and make things happen. And we are delighted to have that take place. But as I mentioned, there are also some spiritual qualifications for the people that serve as deacons and deaconesses. And we find those qualifications in passages like 1 Timothy chapter 3. And generally speaking, they have to do with the nature of a person's character. They have to do with being of good reputation, of really having a consistent walk with the Lord, a consistent spiritual life. And so we take into those kinds of things into consideration when the nominating committee goes through the process of selecting people to be on the deaconesses. And certainly we have many women who fit those qualifications. In fact, how many do we have?
We have 19 women that perform the functions of the deaconess board.
How about that? And obviously that's a large group. That's the largest of our elected boards. But it's really appropriate because it's not really a board. It's not these ladies do have a meeting, but that's not the main thing that they do. They don't sit around a board table and make decisions. They actually do things.
We do a lot of work.
I think people
would be surprised to know some of the things we do.
Yeah, surprise us.
Okay.
Tell us about what we do. What you do.
Well, our big thing is take care of fellowship. Mm-hmm. When the church decides we need time of fellowship, we provide all the goodies. Mm-hmm. So that's very important.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because as you know, we've been working through a new mission statement that has to do with building a community. And that community building is really what fellowship is really all about.
It really is.
And the way the deaconesses facilitate that is by these regular activities, and obviously a lot of that fellowship takes place really well with food, and that's related to that too, isn't it?
It's fun to watch people stay around and talk and love each other.
That's exactly right. That's fascinating. What else do the deaconesses
do? Well, underneath that comes coffee with the pastors, and we provide a snack and coffee for that.
Mm-hmm. And that's a time in which people who are relatively new to the community or to the village church can come and meet our pastoral staff. We can get acquainted with them and they with us. And again, behind the scenes, the deaconesses are facilitating that opportunity. Yep.
And in conjunction with that, we keep the kitchen up. We keep it supplied and things in place, and we know that room very well.
Very well. Newly renovated kitchen.
It's wonderful.
How about that? Wasn't that a huge step forward,
yes,
wasn't it, when that renovation took place? Great.
Another big committee and work is preparing communion, because we not only fix communion for the sanctuary, but also for the 3 assisted living and the pavilion.
That's correct.
So it is a big job. We want to do it well and with reverence and accurately. So that's a big job.
And that it's extraordinarily important to the nature and function of the church here, and particularly in our community when we have so many people who are engaged with our services outside of the church facility itself. That's really an important dimension of how we can serve them and make connections with them. And of course the Lord's Supper is a significant, really an ordinance you know, an element of our worship that really is critically significant with regularity in our worship services. So we love to do that, and the Deaconesses do a marvelous job in
We take our job very seriously.
That's exactly right.
We provide greeters for each service, and we also do visitation, both in the pavilion and at King's Crown. We have a committee that calls on the ladies that are not able to be out.
Yeah, the visitation element is an important aspect of our community as well. Obviously, because of the nature of our community, there are a lot of people that just really can't get out, and we need to make those kinds of connections. Elders do some of that visitation with the men, and then the Deaconesses do it with the women.
Right. You might not realize, but we have a nursery.
We do have a nursery, don't we? Yes.
It's not filled very often, but we have someone in charge to make it ready if there's visitors that come with babies.
Yeah, and I pass it every day. It's right near my office. But it's kind of interesting. It's important. We do have families with young children who come from time to time. It's unattended, but but the parents can go there, hear the service at the same time, make sure that their kids have a little bit of room for wiggling. That's right. But the Deaconesses do a great job of making sure that the crib sheets are clean, and that all
toys are in order.
The toys are in order and organized, those kinds of things, and it really is. They do a great job with that.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's all the committees, but we also pray for the congregation, and that try to help in any way we can, anything we see that.
Absolutely. And in fact, the very term deaconesses or deacon really does refer to that kind of supportive ministry in which people are working to accomplish the things that make the church function. In fact, I can't imagine what the church would be like without the functioning of the Deaconesses, because so many things happen. When I came here 3 years ago, well, how does this happen? How does that happen? How does the other thing happen? And most of the time the answer is, well, the Deaconesses do that. And so I'm very grateful for that ministry, and I do appreciate your leadership of that group and of so many of the other women who have been involved in leadership as well from time to time. Because each one of the committees that you sort of have mentioned, they all have a leader too, don't they?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we appreciate their work.
And our next fellowship time is going to be May 1st to welcome Don Pullen.
That's correct.
So we're excited
Our new associate
about that.
pastor is coming. He's starting on May 1st. We'll have a fellowship time. The Deaconesses will provide for the refreshment. That's terrific, and so it'll be a great blessing once again. Well, thank you, Dee, for joining me today. It's been a delight to have you share about the ministry of the Deaconesses, and we'll look forward to seeing the results of the functioning of a wonderful Deaconesses committees.
Thank you so much, and I'm so thrilled to be able to tell you about the wonderful women that I work with.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on Village Church Connections. We hope to see you soon.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. Please return again tomorrow when we'll learn about Health Victor, a health connection class presented by Bob Mandel, who battled back from a debilitating stroke. And Jeff Corey of the Legacy Foundation will talk with Melody Desolé about gift annuities. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Wednesday, April 13th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. We thank you for taking the time to spend with us for today's show, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.